So as I went to grade your assignment, I saw that you had turned in another post for other images. So you're still keeping your ISO pretty low for all of these, so that's good to see. You're having small apertures where they're not necessary. So keep in mind that smaller aperture is going to give you more depth of field. More of your image is going to be in focus to the foreground, to the background. That's the advantage of having a smaller aperture. So when your objects are flat, like you have here, then there's no need to have more depth of field. It would make much more sense to have a faster shutter speed. So that's true for this image, and this image. This image, let's see, you're at 1/15 of a second. Let's open that up. And we can see that there's a little bit of movement happening, but this is much sharper than that image of the house that you turned in. So you were either really still when you photographed this, or you were on a tripod. So this is looking much better than what we saw before. Again, I just want you to pay attention to every aspect of your image. So when you look at an image like this, which actually this has some movement in it, this isn't totally still. But when we're looking at an image like this, it's simplified. We're just looking where you want us to look. Here, you're starting to include things that aren't adding to the frame. So all of these cars in the background and these poles here, that's not adding to what you want us to look at. Now you could have just shot this as a vertical image instead of a horizontal image to eliminate a lot of that, right? This would probably be about a vertical shot. So this would be more effective. Also, you could have a wide aperture. So instead of f/16, if you shot this at f/3.5, those cars in the background would start to go out of focus, and that would make for a more pleasing image as well. So this image is pretty underexposed. This image is pretty underexposed, but I appreciate a little Steph Curry in there. So a few things that are technical that you really need to nail down with your exposure, getting your images nice and sharp, and making sure that you understand how aperture works in your photographs.